When people hear the word doctor, they recognize that as the ultimate authority figure on health. Many of us have had serious health issues where if it weren't for doctors, we may have ended up dead. We owe doctors our lives. We have so much trust in doctors that we'll let them put their fingers straight up our asses, which is probably why a bunch of marketing experts made a show called The Doctor so that they could tell us lies and bullshit and have absolute trust from their audience. Now, I do not say this lightly. This show may very well be worse than fucking Dr. Oz. How and why? Well, take a look.
And it's interesting because I would be obese if it weren't for protein and meat.
Yes, as
you know,
would I.
honestly, whenever I try to go on a diet that doesn't have any protein helps suppress my appetite.
Animal
it helps
protein, you mean?
Fat, yes.
Think about building your breakfast around
this
lean
is the
protein.
one. Look at all that
lean
food,
protein.
Let me tell you, bacon and eggs for breakfast is okay because you got protein in it that's going to fill you up throughout the day. Good fats, lean proteins.
Yeah, but this is not a good
carbs.
fat, dude, right? Bacon is not a good fat.
Well, but see, this is where people need to realize that.
Yes, we have actual medical doctors on the show telling people to eat low-carb, high-protein, high-fat diets, and that bacon and eggs are healthy.
Ha ha, take that, vegans. The doctor said meat's healthy for me.
I have to hear that every day. Fuck you all very much. Despite an unfathomable amount of research demonstrating that animal products increase chronic disease risk, these doctors think it's a good idea to tell the average idiot who watches their show to eat a diet which is proven to increase risk for obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and all-cause mortality. Now, after I make this video, I know I'm going to hear this a lot.
Who the hell are you to tell the doctors they don't know nothing?
Well, I might not be a doctor, but I'm a person who has actually taken the time to study the medical literature on nutrition, unlike most doctors. Yes, that's right, your average doctor gets a little over 3 hours of nutritional training over the course of an 8-year medical degree. So it's probably not a good idea to just assume a doctor is right about nutrition, especially considering that the healthcare system in America is a business. Even if these doctors did have adequate nutrition training, we really shouldn't be surprised that they're giving us advice that is killing over 700,000 Americans a year in heart disease deaths alone, because they can make a ton of fucking money giving us expensive drug treatments and surgeries. It only makes sense from a business perspective for emergency physician Travis Lane Stork to tell people to eat bacon and eggs so that he can bill them for the advanced cardiac life support that they will need years down the road. And it's obvious the guy is giving advice that he himself knows is killing people. The guy is practically a fucking murderer.
This is about incorporating good fats, lean proteins.
Yeah, but this is not a good
carbs.
fat, dude, right? Bacon is not a good fat.
Well, but see, this is where people need to realize that. Do you know that a slice of bacon, and I don't eat bacon every breakfast, but some people are going to insist on eating their bacon.
Future investments. And it sickens me that people are stupid enough to listen to these pack of morons, including guests who aren't even fucking doctors. Isn't the show called The Doctors? Isn't the point to get advice from doctors? But no, let's hear some retarded shit from Jillian Michaels.
Because I've gone vegan, okay? And I am an animal lover. So I feel like there's a middle ground. I do grass-fed beef.
I love animals, but I just can't help but kill and eat them! And let's have a look at their amazing nutritional knowledge.
Like in the morning, I'll have a smoothie, easy dozen bananas in there.
A dozen bananas at 100 calories per banana is 1,200. You're starting with 1,200 calories in that smoothie.
Smashing it in.
1,200 is a high number. I learned that in medical school.
What's not healthy is this wrap. Believe it or not, this wrap has 210 calories in it. 210 calories and 35 carbs.
Apparently, any number that is above double digits is hard for them to count to.
So doing the math, that's 10 bananas a day. Now, if you have healthy kidneys, you shouldn't have a problem with your potassium. However, high potassium in your blood can cause everything from nausea and vomiting to muscle weakness to slow heart rate to cardiac standstill.
Holy fuck! I never would have known bananas are deadly! I wonder why you're so fucking worried about potassium, but you're not worried about fucking cholesterol. Oh god, all this stupid shit is just so hard to listen to. Oh, it's like listening to all the worst things in the world at once.
Is really high in fat.
mean, look at Kelly. She looks like $1 million. And there are people who come into our center and they discover that they throw away all those arduous diets and carb counting and so forth, and instead they're just eating a plant-based diet. Their metabolism rises about 16% after a meal, so the weight just comes off.
Science be praised! They actually have someone on their show who knows what the fuck they're talking about.
It's the only diet that opens up the arteries again. So if you're headed for a heart attack or a stroke, this is the way that no other diet can do this, but a plant-based diet opens the arteries again. And by the way, for any men in the audience, those artery blockages don't just cause heart attacks, they also cause impotence. It's not as if we haven't put this to the test. In fact, I have a chart. This is from the American Diabetes Association, the non-vegetarians, your average meat eater. Their body mass index, which, as you know, ought to be below 25. Oops, they're pushing 29 almost. Semi-vegetarians, meat less than once a week, down to a little bit thinner than pesco-vegetarian, meaning fish, no other meat at all. They're a little thinner. The lacto-ovo, milk and egg type vegetarians, they're a little thinner. But the only group that's right in the smack in the middle of the healthy weight range is the vegans. But the reason that the American Diabetes Association did it is my next chart, which is diabetes, which is an epidemic everywhere. Look at the vegans. It's almost non-existent.
And that's the last time they'll make that mistake.
But for me, when I tried, forget veganism, vegetarianism, I was so anemic and I kept getting sick. So I believe that my biology...
A vegetarian diet with dairy products can make you anemic. Because as we all remember from those lectures in medical school, the dairy products reduce iron absorption. So throwing out the dairy is a good thing too.
Because we also know for pregnant women, they can't necessarily cut out those animal-based vitamins that they get, or else they'll be deficient. And so for vegan women who are pregnant actually have to take supplements because they can't get certain vitamins.
Well, is vegan women in pregnancy have fewer complications, healthier babies?
If you're pregnant and you're vegan, you are going to need to consult your doctor about taking some vitamin supplements because you are not going to get everything you need for a healthy baby through that diet alone.
How dare you use medical science on this show? I'll take it as an admission of defeat when you claim that vegans are deficient in vitamins that you can't even name.
So here's what we've learned here. That's the diet that works for you. And Kelly, a vegan diet works for you, and Dr. Bernard.
And sorry, Dr. Stork, but a vegan diet works for a lot more than just 2 people. I can only imagine Dr. Neil Bernard's frustration when on this show. The doctors, because they make money when you're sick and dying. That was brutal. So, hope you guys know now not to take advice from those doctors. If you want good advice from good doctors, I suggest checking out Dr. Neil Bernard, Dr. Colin Campbell, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, Dr. John McDougall, and Dr. Michael Greger. Dr. Michael Greger has a YouTube channel and website called nutritionfacts.org, which I will link in the description. It's a great resource for anyone who's confused about nutrition or just wants medically supported facts on nutrition. Don't get suckered into the lies and bullshit you see on TV. Follow the medical science. Make some vegan gains. Comment, rate, and subscribe. And until next time.
What a relief! When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow. The way it gets to your plate and how.
What you're saying doesn't make any sense.